Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on Unit 8, pages 88 to about 90. We're going to do a few parts to this Unit 8. We're going to play piano now for busy adults. Book 1. Okay, so we're talking about G position and the sharp sign. We're not talking about the sharp sign just yet because that will be introduced a little bit later, probably in video number 3. Okay, so G position, first of all, C position is right here. C, D, E, F, G, the fifth note there in that position, we changed that to number 1, and now we have a new position here. G, A, B, C, D. Let's get to know those notes. As you play them, be looking at the notes here on your page at number 88. Start with the left hand. G, A, B, C, D. This is new. Notice that the note is above middle C. It has a ledger line. It is above the staff of bass clef. Get to know that note. Let's go down now. D, C, B, G, or A, G, 2, 3, 4. Now for the right hand, as you look at the note, match it to what the finger numbers are. G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, 2, 3, 4. It says play and say the note names. Do it several times so that you can get to know these finger numbers now with these notes. So finger number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then of course left hand will be different. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's our G position. Number 1. Intervals in G position, melodic intervals. What we're going to do is we're going to say the name of each individual as you play. So G to A is a second, G to B, third, G to C, fourth, G to D, fifth. Very nice. And now let's go ahead and do the left hand. We have D, C, second, D, B, third, D, A, fourth, going down, D to G is a fifth. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can just count the keys on the keyboard whenever you want to count your intervals. Same thing with the lines and spaces on the staff. They're always counting the first one, 1, 2, the first note itself, and you count to the next note, going from line to space, depending on where it is. Next one now, number 2, we have harmonic intervals when you play 2 notes at the same time. Remember to lift and drop together. Okay, so that's a second, third, fourth, and fifth. Let's go now to the next one, left hand. Second, follow the fingerings. Third, fourth, fifth. Get to know not just the shape or the notes that you're playing here in G position, but also the way they look on the staff there. Let's now go to page number 89. It says write and play the exercise. So getting to know these new notes and their position in the boxes above and below the notes, write the note names, okay? Write them out first. Then maybe you would want to clap and count the notes. Let's go ahead and clap and count the notes, or clap and say the note names for the band leader here. 1, 2, clap and say, and go. G, A, B, C, D, B, D2, D, C, B, A, G, B, G2. Left hand, G, A, B, C, D, B, D2, D, C, B, A, G, B, G2. And then, of course, after you've written the notes, you've clapped and said the note names, let's go ahead and draw some slashes after the slurs. So after every 2-bar phrase or after a slur ends, draw a slash to indicate a lift, adding a space of silence in between the phrases there. Let's go ahead and place our hands in position now. We're going to play our first melodies with G position, starting with the right hand. This is legato. Don't forget to lift and drop. Here we go. 1, 2, play and say, and go. G, A, B, C, D, B, D, to lift. D, C, B, A, G, B, G, to lift. Then we're going to the left hand. G, A, B, C, D, B, D, to lift. D, C, B, A, G, B, G, to lift. Alrighty, very nice. And of course, with the singing, let's go ahead and play and sing these notes. Here we go, the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm the leader of the band. Out in front I proudly stand. All I do is wave my hand. Out comes music loud and grand. Of course, different timbres are registers because treble to bass. Okay, so number 2, I'll let you do that on your own after writing the notes in the boxes. Play the notes and say them, getting to know them a little bit better. B, A, that's the first one there for the right hand. Then for the left hand we have D, C. Be able to play those when I ask you at the lesson. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now to the next page, number 90. Page 90, Unit 8, we are doing practice exercise of sight reading. So we have been getting to know the notes in G position for both the left hand and the right. But now, let's go ahead and read these, either harmonic intervals or notes. Let's be able to say what they are. Let's give you the first example here, 1A. 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2. So that's what I'd like for you to be able to play and say. And let's do H there for the right hand. G, D. Okay, so that's a melodic 5th right there. As for number 2 here at the bottom, this is also some sight reading. So you will clap and count, clap and say the note names maybe, and then we'll play. Let's go ahead and listen to what this is going to sound like, and then we'll talk a little bit about it right afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do after we go over the individual note names, and I would really encourage you to clap and count, clap and say the note names, both for the right hand alone and then for the left hand alone. After that, notice that there are 2-bar phrases, slurs, so go ahead and draw slashes to remind you when to lift. Now in the left hand, I usually, if it's non-legato and it doesn't have any slurs, I don't have you draw slashes. But for this case, I would like for you to draw slashes, starting from right here. So after this whole note, draw a slash, and then after this half note slash, and then this half note also, draw a slash. Now the reason for that is because we're being introduced a little bit kind of to mixed articulations. I know we were kind of introduced to that a little bit in old country music in Unit 7, but this is a little bit more pronounced, and it's going to be even more prominent when we get to page 91. So notice that mixed articulation means we have one hand playing legato and the other hand playing non-legato. And so let's go ahead and talk about when we get there. Let's play this music again. We're going to say the note names. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, B, A, B, C, to lift. D, B, C, B, A, to lift. D, G, A, lift, okay? So now as we approach these last two measures, this is where the mixing happens. We're going to come down with D in the right hand and third in the left. So they come down together. Now, the right hand actually has a repeated legato. D is going to be played again as another half note in the same measure, but the left hand needs to lift for non-legato. So notice that when I lift, my left hand is in the air and the right hand is still down. It's going to repeat legato. When it quickly comes down, it needs to match down with my left hand playing this fourth. So see how quickly that one came up and came right back down again? But then my left hand matched with it coming down. So that's the problem there when you mix the articulations, especially with the repeated legato. Remember to practice the repeated legato before attempting these. So once again, let's start right there. 1, 2, lift, maybe freeze, prepare for the repeat legato when it comes down quickly, come down together, it lifts up in the air again, it's still down, but then this B is going to slur while this fifth comes down at the same time. Slur and then repeat legato. So you may have to practice that very slowly, freezing each time. Lift, freeze, keep it down. Repeat legato, come down together. Lift, freeze, come down to B. And with that fifth here in the left hand, legato, repeat legato. Okay, so that's how we approach this one right here. Alrighty, very good. So that's all we're going to work on for this part. We'll see you in next one, part 2.